Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back all my lovely regular viewers, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So today's video is just a quick redesign of my own nails. Oh my goodness, I have been having the worst nightmare with my internet. Oh my goodness. It's went on for almost 2 weeks. We had someone come out and he didn't order the parts. Oh my goodness. So yes, that is one of the reasons why there has been a lack of videos, but hey ho, we're all back up and running. So I'm going to get stuck into doing a lot of videos for you, lovely Christmas designs. So I've just started out by taking down or removing all the rhinestones from my nails, and now I'm getting in with my e-file. I use a Brilbird e-file, and I'm just going to take just what's left of the rhinestones. You normally get like the backing of the rhinestones that would still be there. That's the bit that's stuck by the glue. So I don't really need to infill these ones because they've only been on, I think, about a week and a half. But I just want to shorten them and just do a kind of Christmassy design. And I'm also going over the rest of the nail, especially the nails that have got the foil on them, and then I'll just go ahead and take all the top coat off the other nails, and I'll use my tip cutters just to take the size down quickly. So before I go ahead and cut them down with the tip cutters, I'm going to use my little size guide that I made up, and this just gives me an indication of what length I'm going to cut them at, and then I just do a little mark, as you can see with my Sharpie, and that's just going to mark out exactly each nail that's going to be exactly the same length and where to cut it off with my tip cutters. So I really just made this with a nail form, and I just put some laminating stuff on it and added some glitter, and it's such a really good little tool to have. You know, you can make sure that all your nails are exactly the same length, and most of my clients that come in, they go by the size guide. So they'll say, oh, can I have my nails at a number 3, or can I have my nails at a number 5? So it's just so much easier to let your clients as well gauge the length of their nails are going to be, and just to make sure that they're all exactly the same length. So now that I've cut them all off, I'm just going to straighten off the edge of them, and because my nails were so long, I am going to have to thin them down a little bit, because as we go closer to the apex area, the acrylic will start to get thicker, and we don't want to have thick nails. There's nothing as ugly as thick nails. So I will go in with my e-file, and I will just take some of that length down. I'll do as much as I can with my hand file, just reshaping, but to take the thickness down, I think on some of them I do use my e-file. And because I'm not going to be infilling these, because they're only on, I literally think they're only on about a week and a half, I'm just going to file around the cuticle area and just make sure that it's still nice and flush. And also, because I took down the length of my nails, I also have to reduce the height of my apex. So I'm doing all that all the while I'm filing all over the nail, just taking down the thickness of them until I have a nice shaped nail with the apex in the right place and nice and thin. And again, just to keep the length of the video down, I'm just going to show 1 or 2 of the nails being filed, and then we'll go into the gel polish application. So now they've all been filed and shaped and I'm happy with the thickness of them. I'm giving them a quick wipe over with some alcohol before I start any gel polish application. So I am going to be putting a gel polish base coat on, and I know if we're doing a full set or maintenance with acrylic, we normally wouldn't put a base coat on the nails, but because I have a tiny little bit of growth up around the cuticle area, I'm just going to put the base coat on just to make sure that I get no lifting of the gel polish in that area. The gel polish I'm using is from DND and it's called Short and Sweet, or Sweet and Short I think it might be, but it's number 444 and it's this beautiful like mauve colour. It's really suited for this time of year, you know, the autumn getting into the winter, so you don't want to go in with bright red yet. I want to leave that towards the more towards the Christmas period, but I'm just going to do a full coverage of the gel polish on all of these nails and then cure them for 60 seconds. So sorry that I keep going out of frame on some of them. I do forget sometimes when I'm doing my own nails just to keep checking the iPad just to make sure that I'm in shot, so sorry. Even though I got a good coverage with the first coat of the gel polish, I am going in and doing a second coat just to make sure that it's completely covered. Now that I've cured the second layer of my gel polish, I'm going in with this Nail Perfection matte top coat. Oh my goodness, this matte top coat is amazing. And I was so lucky I was able to get it. They were doing a 50% sale and I was able to get it, I think, for £5, which is amazing. I can't believe how good it is, and it literally, it's so matte, it is like velvet, so the name really does do it justice. So just one coat of that, and then I'll cure it for 60 seconds in my LED lamp. And this is where the fun stuff starts. So I'm taking that gel polish from DND and I'm just applying it onto the back of a stamping plate. Then I'm just adding some clear acrylic to it. So I'm going to make like a thick gel polish. So I don't want it to run or anything like that. I know you can go ahead and you can do the gel polish design on the nails and then you can do a sugar effect with it. But because I'm doing the jumper design, I actually want it to be quite raised so you can see the patterns that I'm drawing. So I'm just adding a little bit more because it was just a little bit too thick. You wanted a consistency of maybe like a high viscosity gel, so that one that would maybe still run into the cuticles. It's not a builder gel or anything like that, just a little bit more sort of wet than that. So now I'm just taking my striper brush from Born Pretty and I'm just going ahead and doing my little jumper design. And I'm starting off by putting 2 lines just down each side of the nail. And then I'll go ahead and do my little design in the center of that. So to do this little design, it's almost like, what would you say, like a step or like a side view of a chair. So I'm maybe not describing this properly, but I hope you can see kind of the shape that I'm doing on the video. I'm not good at describing stuff at all. Oh my goodness. So you can see just how raised it is just by adding that clear acrylic to the gel polish. The reason that I'm not doing it with the gel paint is because well, I wanted it to have the same colour, but doing it with the gel polish and the acrylic mixed together, you just get this, this type of viscosity that isn't going to run, because sometimes when you're doing a design with gel polish, by the time you finish the design, it kind of starts to like spread out a bit. So just adding that little bit of acrylic to the gel polish just means that it's just going to stay exactly where I placed it. So now that I'm happy with the design, I'm going to go ahead and just place some clear acrylic over the top of it, and that's going to give it the sugar effect, and then I'll cure that for 60 seconds in my LED lamp. So if I was doing this design on a client, I probably wouldn't cure it every time, but because I'm working on my own nails and sometimes I can be a little bit careless and would smudge them, that's why I'm curing them after each nail. And onto the pointer finger. So I'm doing the same design on the pointer finger. I just want to say this kind of design, it's so effective and so easy to be able to do this during salon, salon appointment times, because it really doesn't take that long, but it really gives a lovely effect at the end of it. So I've just zoomed in there a little bit for you just to see more close up how I'm doing the design, and you can see that it is quite raised, and then whenever I go in with my clear acrylic over the top of that, you get that really lovely velvety sugar effect. So I've cured my sugar effect nails, and I've did a quick dust off, making sure that there's no clear acrylic on any of the other nails. And I'm going in now and doing my snowflake design. So I'm doing it with my white gel paint from Mystic Nails, and to do the snowflakes I use the dot method. So I do a centre dot, I do 2 dots on either side of that, top and bottom, and then 2 going out the sides. And then once I've those done, I go in and do 1 dot on either side of those. You'll see it better whenever I go to do the middle nail, because I'm doing it much bigger, and you can see clearer, because some of these, on the little finger especially, I'm not doing a full snowflake. So you'll get a better idea once I get onto the middle finger. So then I do a drag through. So I take my little striper brush. I use one from Born Pretty. I love their brushes. I love some of their products. You know, they're so affordable, and they are really good. You know, they may be a cheaper brand, but you know, their products are really good. So moving on to the middle finger, and you can see I'm going to start with a centre dot. I've reduced this down to real time just so you can follow it with me. And I do 2 other dots above and below. I always keep going back into the pot just to pick up enough of the gel paint. And then I do 2 dots on either side of that. And then you can see I do a single dot on either side of those. So you want to try and make sure all your dots are the same size, so that when you do the drag through, it will all look symmetrical. So I wasn't quite happy with that dot, so I'm just taking some acetone on a flat gel brush, and I'm just removing that dot, and then I'll replace it. And now that I've got all the dots on, it's back in with my striper brush. So I always usually go from the center to the bottom and pull through first, and then I go upwards and pull through, so you can see it gives a really nice effect. And then just continue just to pull through all the rest of those dots. And then the single dots, you want to do it diagonally, so you want to pull through from the center and down into that little dot. If you continued on through, you'll get the little tail end of it as well. So the dot that's on the left hand side, the bottom, I wasn't quite happy with that one. I didn't drag it right through the center of it. So again, I'm going back in with some acetone on a gel brush and just removing that. So it's easy enough just to remove it because it hasn't been cured, and you just start again, just put it back on. And on to the thumbnail. So for those of you that are my regular viewers, you'll know that if I'm including the thumb in any of my designs, I always do it the same as the little finger. So I'm doing a snowflake at the top, and again one in the opposite corner at the bottom of the nail. So you can, if you wanted to, I haven't this time, but before you go ahead and cure your snowflake, you can sprinkle a little bit of fine glitter over the top of it, and then that way they'll sparkle. I didn't, I just wanted to keep them because I wanted the matte look in the nails, and I think I didn't want any glitter or sparkle or anything on them this time. But it does give a really nice effect if you do put some glitter on them before you cure them. And here are the finished nails. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I know it's a short one and just a quick design change, but if you have liked it, give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you all in the next one. So take care. See you soon. Bye.